Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be talking about flooding. A flood is the rise and overflowing of water, especially onto land, which is normally dry. We can broadly group floods into the categories riverine floods, coastal floods, Estaurine floods, as well as flash floods. Riverine floods occur when the river channel cannot contain the available water and therefore overflows into adjacent lands. Coastal flood is when areas along the coast, which are normally dry, become inundated by the seawater, often due to storm surges. Estuarine flood or tidal bore is flood resulting from a high wave pushing up a river channel or narrow bay with the advancing high tide and reversing the direction of the river or bay's current. Since the water is confined by the bay or river channel, it can reach great heights and flood the adjacent land. A flash flood is a local flood of great volume and short duration. It occurs where water inundates a previously dry land within minutes or a few hours of heavy or excessive rainfall. They can also occur even if no rain has fallen. For instance, after a levee or dam has failed, or after a sudden release of water by a debris or ice jam. Now let us look at some of the common causes of flooding. Flooding may be the result of various precipitation events. One such event is a high intensity rainfall event, such as a hurricane. These events involve more water falling to the surface than can be absorbed quickly enough by the soil or channeled away by streams. Thus, water will flood the land. In other cases, the rainfall intensity may be low while the duration is long. This causes the soil to become saturated and unable to hold any more water. If rain continues after the soil has become saturated, then the land will become flooded. Flooding may also result from snowmelt in cold regions. A flood is considered a snowmelt flood when melting snow is a major source of the water involved. Unlike rainfall, which reaches the soil almost immediately, snow stores the water for some time until it melts, delaying the arrival of water at the soil for days or weeks or even months. Once it does reach the soil, the water either soaks into the ground or runs off. If more water runs off than soaks in the ground, flooding will occur. Flooding may also be the result of various characteristics of the drainage basin. When the slopes along a drainage basin are gentle, more water will infiltrate into the ground, so there will be less flooding. However, where the slopes are steep, there will be more runoff than infiltration. This will reduce the lag time and will therefore result in flooding. If the rocks in a drainage basin are permeable, infiltration will be greater than runoff, which reduces the risk of flooding. However, where the rocks are impermeable, runoff will be greater, which reduces lag time and increases the risk of flooding. Flooding may also be the result of human activities. For example, people have an influence on the processes of the hydrological cycle. Through urbanization, surfaces are made impermeable, which reduces infiltration and increases overland flow. This again reduces the lag time and increases the risk of flooding. In urban areas, drains are built so that water can be moved off the land quickly. This may reduce flooding in the urban area, but may also reduce lag time for the water to reach to the nearby river, and this may cause flooding to take place in areas around the river. Additionally, and quite frequently, drains become clogged by garbage. This blocks the water from running off and instead leads to flooding in urban areas. Human activities can also lead to flooding in rural areas. When trees have been cleared, for example, for agriculture, especially along slopes, runoff will speed up, which reduces lag time and increases the risk of flooding. Sea level rise may result from the melting of ice sheets due to global warming. It may also result from thermal expansion, which is the expansion of the ocean surface due to increased heat. With sea level rise, flooding may be experienced during periods of high tides. This may result in tidal bore, for example. Well, I hope that you enjoyed the video and found it beneficial. Thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe.